In this video, I'm going to be going over a simple confirmation you could wait for to stop losing trades and stop getting faked out in the market. Stay tuned for this. First thing we're going to do is go over a simple reversal market structure pattern you have to be aware of and wait for, and then we're going to get into some live trading examples of when this occurred so we can get into the confirmation you have to wait for to stop getting faked out and losing your trades. Let's get right into the charts. So currently we're on US 30, but first thing we're going to do is not even look at those charts. What I want to go over with you is the simple market structure pattern that you can actually wait for to spot a reversal in the market and then not get faked out. So let's go over it. So you guys should already know the market moves in three ways. It consists of higher highs and higher lows, which is a bullish market when price is going up. It also will consist of a bearish market, which price is making lower highs and lower lows, pushing price down. And the third way that the market moves is just in a consolidation. When price just moves sideways, doesn't know exactly where it wants to go. So those are the three ways that the market moves. Why this is important, what we have to go over is when does the trend actually change from bullish to bearish, and what can you wait for to actually get a confirmation that the overall trend is changing so you don't get faked out. So right here again, price is making higher highs and higher lows in a bullish structure, right? Why is this a bullish structure? Because if you really identify it, price had this low that made this high, and then once price came down, we never broke back below this low, establishing the higher low. Once we came up and broke the high it made, that is consistent of a higher high being made. Once we get a retracement down, this low never broke back below this low, so this is once again a higher low that comes back up, consists of the higher high, and price is just kind of doing that, confirming we are in a bullish market. What I now want to ask you guys is, you can see here we're clearly in a bullish market and we've made a higher high here. What if price comes down, makes a higher low, and then comes up and rejects that higher high? Take a second and tell me in the comments, do you think that this is now confirmed a lower high yet or no? Take a second and answer.
A few moments later.
If you guys commented that you would not consider this a lower high, you are correct, because what needs to happen is price needs to come and break the higher low, confirming that we then come down and make a lower low. Why? Because now that we've actually rejected this high, this can be a confirmed lower high because we broke past the higher low that led to this lower high. Once this occurs, we can definitely confirm that this is a lower high because we never broke above right here, clearly. So this is a lower high because we've led to this lower low. So the other question I want to ask you guys now is, if we take sells here, do you think this is high probability or no?
One eternity later.
I hope a lot of you guys said no, because what I actually want to go over is what happens a lot is price will make this short-term little lower high, break below, people will get in the sells, but what will end up happening is price is just on a lower time frame pulling back into the support right below to then continue higher and stop you out of your trade. We've all been in this scenario before. We've all seen it happen when you try to see that, oh, it rejected here, I'm gonna take it at the break of here, boom, we get in and it just goes straight to our stop loss. And that's what I want to tell you guys, that's what I want to show you guys, what you can do to avoid that happening. So let's break it down a bit more. Let's get rid of this. Let's break down how we went from the higher highs and higher lows, and then now we have this higher high formed, come down. This definitely is a higher low still because we never broke below this, but now we've gotten the push up to the potential lower high that now is confirmed because we broke past here. So that is the first break of structure in the bearish direction. But what we have to wait for now to confirm this actually being valid is, if you get rid of that position, what I want you guys to wait for is actually the retest of structure. And if this does not break back higher than these lower highs and gets a rejection, you can kind of wait for price to consolidate and then take out the lows if you want good risk to reward. Or what you can do is, if you don't want to take it here, because this comes with a little bit more, experience when you see the retest and you understand the shift of structure. But what I want you guys to do is that don't just get in at this first break, actually get in at the second, basically floor break, the second break of support here, because this is actually confirming that we went from higher high to higher low to lower high, now the confirmed lower low. And then how we actually confirm the whole kind of shift of structure is we've come back up, not broken past these highs, so these are both lower highs. Once we did that, we then actually broke structure, then confirmed a new lower low, which the probabilities of it continuing at that point are much, much, much higher. So once again, what you really want to pay attention to is what's happening kind of in this area right here. We went from the higher high, came back down for the higher low, rejected, shift to structure. This is the first break of structure. What actually confirms the shift to structure is re-breaking back below, where then at this point, you're hoping for this price to then go bearish and then continue the overall move down. What I now want to do is actually go and show you guys some live examples of this occurring so you can see what I mean. We're on US 30 right here, and this is the prior day that we literally are on. If you kind of look at the overall structure of price coming down, there's multiple times this kind of has happened within this week. I'm literally just going to kind of like zoom in and kind of just find like any of these examples we can kind of go over. But you can see here on US 30, what was kind of, what was happening? Price doing what I was talking about, consistent of higher highs and higher lows, pushing price up. And what ended up happening? We got the big push up and then the break back below, you know, initiating a lot of sellers. So let's kind of go to the replay tool. And what we can do actually first is drag this up and kind of show you guys exactly what's happening. Higher high, confirmed here. Same thing I was showing you guys. You know, this is the high that was created. We came down, never broke back below. So this is the higher low, broke above the higher high, confirmed a new higher high, came down, higher low, broke back above. And we've done this all the way up until we're now getting, you could see this break below where a lot of people are looking to get into the sells, not only because of the support break, but also because of this like trend line break like this. So this is currently what's kind of happening in this scenario. So let's kind of just replay price and show you guys that this is at New York Open, which is when US 30 is moving the most. And you can see here on my session indicator when it opened. So, you know, there's a couple of different things and good examples I want to go over. But first, you can see here that price shot up, you know, right at the open and breaking back above, where, you know, a lot of people got in this breakout trade with the volume, you know, just for price to kind of come down. It kind of, you know, consolidated a little bit. But I'm gonna give you guys a, you know, a tip on overall trend in a second, but I don't want to like mess you up and get you confused first. Because you guys already saw what happened, basically, if we kind of come in here, you can see price ends up reversing, stopping those people out, while then forming what we have here, which is breaking this level down like in here to the downside, where you already know that we kind of rejected here and people are like, all right, look at that volume. Once we break back and like kind of sell below here, I'm going to get into the trade. So once again, first people getting into buys here, getting faked out. Second people waiting for the sells here with volume. Once we break, you could, you know, see right there that instantly price kind of gets a bunch of breakout traders in there for the sells. What ends up happening? Price ends up coming up, coming back up, and then rejecting once again, which if you really have a, you know, broad's eye view, which what I want to show you guys is that this is now what we want to wait for to actually confirm we have the first lower high, because we never broke above this higher high. And now what we can wait for is like kind of the support break, the trend line break for the actual trade. So first off, these sellers are stopped out. We had early buyers, early sellers. And if you really think about it, I know for a fact a bunch of people who did get into the buys up here, who got stopped out and tried to get into sells, they probably tried to even get into the buys back above here at the break just for the price to reverse. But as you can see, price comes, you know, breaks back below here, gets the first kind of sellers in, stops them out, where we can kind of get rid of that. And overall, what we're kind of making is what I'm telling you guys about the higher highs, higher lows, breaking below, retest, and continuing. So simply waiting for this kind of, you know, this is the first floor break, right, that we kind of talked about, where this is the, you know, or if you go back to the example I was telling you about, this is the first floor break right in here. We're waiting for the retest, and once we re-break, it's actually confirmed what we want to do. Because once again, this is what people are getting into, but this is not what we want to trade. What we want to wait for is simply the retest up to then confirm us going lower. So as you can see, keeping that in mind, we have the push up, we've broken structure down, and now we're in the retest area. So if we kind of play price, waiting for the break below there, looking to take sells, you know, somewhere in here, keep your stop loss above, whatever the case may be, even at these lows, whatever it may be. But you could see here, simply just waiting for that retest and then retaking it either once it breaks back below there, or even, you know, within here at this little support right in here. Both of them are just much more higher probability to actually catch the overall trend, because we have the break, the, you know, the change of character here is the first break of structure, but what confirms the market structure shift is the retest after us breaking and then re-breaking, confirming that we want to go lower. That's literally how you can just avoid getting faked out. Instead of getting in here, getting stopped out first, wait for the second floor break. So once again, you can consider either one of these, like, you know, the floor getting broken, simply wait for the pullback, and then once we re-break back in here, it is reconfirming and making a way higher probability that price will actually continue in the direction you want it to go in. Now, when it comes to the thing I want to tell you about trend, is that if you look here and you kind of zoom out, first off, I had a bunch of people that are my mentorship students tell me they got faked out all within here. When I showed them this example, that's what made me want to make this video. It was such a good example that if we go up also, when I looked at the charts, what is the overall trend? Same thing, how in here we're making higher highs, higher lows. Price over here kind of made a head and shoulders, right? Right in here. And then all we've done is break structure to the downside, you know, in here, retest, break structure to the downside, kind of retest, break structure. And this was just, to me, kind of like another retest to come down, because the overall trend, you could just tell, was just consisting of all these lower highs continuing down. But you just have to have kind of that, like, you know, bird's eye viewpoint, which is why another example and thing you can write down is stop trading on your phone. The phone is never going to help you. But what I want to go over is that this kind of short-term bullish trend was just an overall pullback in the bearish trend. So what I want to go over, you know, sorry I keep saying that, but is that if price on the higher time frames is doing this, right? What do you want to catch? Would you rather catch, you know, a pullback into here to take sells to catch this whole move? Or do you only want to catch like short-term little buys in here trying to get lucky and then go against the whole trend? So one thing to kind of keep in mind is that if we're, you know, overall in that bearish trend, if we go over to the example we just went over, all that was happening was price was making higher highs and higher lows, but overall in a pullback on the higher time frame. So that makes a higher probability that when we do actually get that break and retest, it's overall just going with that overall trend to the downside. So right here, you see like that break, retest, get the continuation, you know, down here. And this once again is just confirming the overall trend that you can wait for. You know, sometimes the retest and the reversals can get messed up when you're trading, you know, like I said, against the trend, but this once again was against the trend, and then we waited for it to kind of change character back to the overall trend to then take the trade. So that's just something else you can write down. But overall, these are just two examples that I want to go over on, you know, a reason why you guys might be getting faked out is you're getting in too early at maybe the first floor break, you know, going against what's currently happening. And second off is you're just not trading with the overall trend. Trading with the trend is the best. You know, one of the first things you hear about when you first start trading is the trend is your friend. And I'm here to tell you that really is true. But I hope you guys like this video. Please guys comment below what more videos you guys want to see of me breaking down the charts, giving you guys tips. But, you know, I hope this makes sense to you. Simple market structure, but at the end of the day, waiting for that simple kind of actual reversal pattern instead of getting in at that first thing will save a lot of you. So I hope you guys, you know, implement this in your trading, you guys learn from it. And then once again, comment below what you guys want to see next. Love you guys. Catch you on the next video. Peace out.